Hello everyone and welcome back to the back of OSL. We're now moving on to Group D. This is going to be the group with by.hero, Leta, Quanro, and Kanata. To spoil day one, I'm going to spoil day one. Ready, set, go.
Spoil!
Kanata beat out Quanro, which to me was kind of the expected result. Quanro trying to do his usual aggressive whatever and then losing. And now we're going to have another TVZ here, which is going to be Leta versus by.hero. I would say that Leta is very favored to make it out of this group. Probably favored in this matchup as well, but by.hero is actually a pretty good player, in my opinion. He's kind of another one of these players, kind of like Zero, that has made it really far, but then's kind of played kind of average. To be honest, I haven't seen by.hero play a game in a really long time. I don't follow the Pro League that much, so he has been playing in the Pro League. He's kind of been just kind of 50% looking at the stats. But really, he hasn't done much since the last OSL, where, of course, he obviously made it into the round of 4. So that is an extremely impressive feat to come from offline prelims to make it all the way to the round of 4. And now going to be meeting up with Leta here in this OSL on Outsider. What do you think about this matchup and this map?
Well, first off, it's on Outsider, which is probably my least favorite new map that they have, because it's just minerals around the edge, and then there's tricking through minerals and then fighting on minerals and minerals. Anyways, we see an early SCV going out, very early SCV going out, possibly to do some proxy tech. I don't know any other reason why he wouldn't, so Leta possibly maybe going for a forward barracks. Or maybe he's just trying to get an early scout to do something.
Well, you wouldn't sacrifice an SCV that early for an early scout, but unfortunately, Leta has taken his SCV the wrong direction, so that's going to suck for Leta.
Well,
so whatever he did have planned might be messed up at this point.
Right.
He is going to see that there is no creep there.
The reason I say it looks more like a scout is because he actually went up into the base, which if he was doing the proxy tech, you wouldn't generally do it inside the base of your opponent. I mean, that's something that sometimes Protoss will do, sometimes, lay down a pylon, but I think it's a little more difficult for Terran to do it here. So he is scouting the wrong direction. He is going to go on the outside here, so now, okay, no, he's just going to come right up in there, and is he going to try to build something? Is he trying to sneak around? I don't know.
Around the creep. Don't know if he got spotted. He might not have actually, if that Overlord didn't see him and the creep wasn't out far enough. And it looks like by.hero is just pretty much doing this natural expansion, so I don't think he's seen it at all, or he would have at least sent a drone or something go out there to contest it. It looks like Leta has blocked, with another SCV, blocked the expansion, so he does want to slow this down, and meanwhile putting a barracks up on his ramp. I'm not sure what that SCV was for. He actually now is going down to the other expansion on the other side, it looks like, and just leaving it there.
Here's the thing. He could leave it there. He could actually, he could build his barracks there. Obviously, the timing for the barracks isn't quite yet, so he could be building a barracks, which would be kind of crazy. He could just be leaving it there to scout later in the game and to see what kind of tech by.hero goes for. Really smart by Leta bringing up the second SCV, because that way by.hero is not going to be suspicious, because obviously the SCV trying to block the secondary is very, very common. They haven't shown the other SCV,
I think maybe it's just so he can get a scout later on in the game.
There we go.
That's a pretty big cost to your economy just to get a scout.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's just hiding that there, so either he can spot when that expansion goes up, or later bring it into the base without having to take his SCV all the way around the map. You can glitch through the minerals all the way around the map to get a scout too. That's one thing you can do on this map. It looks like Leta, though, is building a factory, and he did have his SCVs on gas, so his plan is to get some vultures out here. What I expect is some vultures to do some harass, and then Leta probably would follow up with his signature wraiths, which Leta is so good at and very well known for his wraiths. And against Zerg, he is 69%, so that is pretty staggering, actually, in favor of Leta. It looks like by.hero just going to get a couple lings out here while his expansion's going up, but he is totally unaware of this factory in the back of his base. And this is interesting, he could have floated it over there or something, but he just took his SCV from the beginning and went all the way back there.
Narrowly missing getting scouted. It is hard for me to believe that he didn't get scouted there, but he did, even despite he had to practice the exact timing on that, because he knew to keep going for it, even though he scouted in the wrong direction, which is obviously horrible. And you know what? Between the drones not scouting it or the Overlord, it was extremely, extremely lucky. But Leta is going to. Now, my question is always this when you see something: how many vultures do you get? Do you wait for 2? Do you just go in with 1? Do you wait to get 4 vultures? Obviously,
I think
you
got to
can
go
vulture
in
micro.
with what you have. Yep.
Here we go.
Got to go with the one. We did see Leta was putting the starport down, so it looks like he's just going to be harass. Now, the one good thing going for by.hero is he's doing a 2-hatch build, and it looks like the vulture is coming in. by.hero's going to spot that and wonder how the heck that got in there. He actually had a sunken at his secondary to stop those vultures, so good placement of the sunken on the secondary, but it's not going to help him stock this. Committing a lot of drones. I don't know if he should be doing this. These drones are just going to get slaughtered by these vultures, and 2 vultures out now for Leta. If by.hero doesn't put up a sunken quick or get some hydras out, which is probably what he's getting out right now, he's going to be in huge trouble. Now he's not mining, I don't think, from either base.
He's transferred. I think he
and
transferred
Vulture's getting trapped a little bit by the drones, but it's really a bad idea to use drones to attack Vultures unless you absolutely have to. And it looks like they're in the range of the sunken, barely outside the range now, but Hydra is out. So I actually felt like Leta could have killed more drones than he did, considering the situation, if he would have just stayed in the natural. But by.hero, I guess, did a pretty good job. And it looks like actually a couple kills now for that Vulture. Vulture has 2 kills. Make it 3 probably. Hydra's a little slow to react. Another Vulture coming in, and now Leta is actually doing a pretty significant amount of damage to by.hero's economy. And look at just drone after drone after drone going down. Hydras are going to finally take out these Vultures, but not before, a good 6 kills or something like that.
Right, I doubt he got a machine shop on that factory to research anything like mines. Obviously, if he could have had mines researched by there, then the Vultures really would have kicked some tail in there, but I don't think that's going to happen. Now, here we go. Leta is going to be harassing his Wraiths, or playing Corsairs, and taking out Overlords, which obviously happens really slowly. Now, of course, we see another Vulture in here. I don't know where those Hydralisks gone. I don't even has his factory hasn't even been killed yet or anything. Oh, there we go.
Just now being lifted down and shot it, but Leta's doing a ton of damage. by.hero, honestly, I think has been kind of lucky, and it looks like Leta actually is going to switch back to Medic Marines. Kind of surprised he's not persisting with the race. I was going to say, well, the probably reason he's not persisting with it is because there's so many Hydras out. I was going to say by.hero is actually a little lucky that he needed, obviously, Hydras to stop the Vultures, and that also stops Wraiths. So a little bit lucky that Leta couldn't do more damage to his economy, so maybe he'll be able to save it off, because now this Wraith, he could try to go in and out, but not a whole lot you can do with Hydras there. Luckily for by.hero, though, since by.hero was going for a 2-hatch build, he at least did have some tech and some units out. If he was going for a 3-hatch build, he would have been royally screwed by this, because he would have had, maybe a 3rd hatch and just drones building. So luckily for by.hero, it's not as bad as it could be, but he's still very, very far behind at this point. You can even look at side count in the bottom right there, and I think it looks like Leta has 34, and by.hero's about at 20 right now. So pretty far ahead. Obviously, he probably would have more SCVs anyways.
Right.
But yeah, Leta's in a good position to just take this game however he wants in whatever direction he wants.
Well, and Leta hasn't lost the factory. He's still going to be able to use the factory to scout, and which is great. I mean, it didn't even take a lot of damage to it. Was able to get it out of there pretty fast. He still has this Wraith alive, and I'm surprised it hasn't been killed by any of the Hydralisks. Good Hydralisk placement by.hero. And by.hero was smart in getting the Hydralisk. He didn't go straight to Mutalisks or do anything crazy like that. Obviously, I think... No, I mean, he planned on Hydralisks, or he wouldn't have been able to get them out as fast as he did in order to counter the Vultures.
Well, I think he was planning on maybe 2-hatch lurkers, or just some 2-hatch build. Obviously, 2-hatch has been really popular on this map. We've seen just about all 2-hatches. Now the factory planted down again inside by.hero's main. by.hero's done a terrible job of taking care of that hatchery. He needs to get Hydras and just have them roaming around, patrolling for that factory. Now Leta's going to get another Vulture in, and this is just terrible, just mind games by Leta. And now Leta is going to push out with some Medic Marines, and I don't know if... I would say by.hero doesn't have enough to stop this door. He has 1 sunken. He's just now morphing lurkers. If he can morph lurkers, that might be able to save him, but I think that Leta does have scan already. He does have his academy, so I would assume he would have scan up. Wraith coming in, not doing a lot. He is going to have that lurker, but he needs to start building some sunkens quick, because that's not going to be enough. This lurker might even get caught. No, it doesn't get caught. He does pull it back, and he is going to have defense for now, but I think as soon as, and you can see it looks like Leta's going to be going for some science fossils pretty soon. Halted production on Medic Marine temporarily. He might just not be macroing. But now here are the extra sunkens. This is what he needed, or he does need. Leta's kind of taking his time pushing in. The longer he waits, the less likely chance that he will be able to break this front. It looks like he is moving in now. There's the scan. Sunkens are not up yet, but a couple of lurkers does hold it off in good position of the sunkens. kind of just creating some more space. This Vulture, though, still in the main of by.hero, and by.hero is doing nothing. I think he should just build a Sunken in his main at this point. If he's not going to take care of anything, he needs to start, getting some defense, using his drones there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, by.hero is not playing